5 signs an elderly person may be in their final year. Subtle warnings you shouldn't ignore. Life is a journey that begins with the first cry of a newborn and ends with the final breath of a soul ready to return home. Old age, though often filled with wisdom and stories, also brings with it silent whispers of decline. Many times, the body gives gentle warnings, small signs that the end may be near, not in a way meant to frighten us, but to prepare us and to remind us that love, care, and presence matter more than ever. For family members, friends, and caregivers, noticing these subtle signs in elderly loved ones can feel heartbreaking. But it is also a gift, a chance to cherish time, to honor the person's dignity, and to make sure no goodbye is left unspoken. Here are 5 subtle signs that an elderly person may be in their final year of life. These are not absolute predictions, only nature's gentle signals that the body, mind, and spirit may be preparing for closure. 1. A noticeable decline in physical energy. One of the earliest and most visible signs is a gradual, persistent decline in physical vitality. Slower movements. Walking becomes more labored, even with support. A short distance feels like a long journey. More frequent naps. The body begins conserving energy, leading to increased sleep during the day. Reduced appetite and weight loss. As the body prepares for the final chapter, it often rejects heavy foods and craves only light nourishment. You may notice an elderly loved one saying things like, "I just don't have the strength anymore," or "Even getting up feels like climbing a mountain." This is not laziness, nor is it a simple lack of exercise. It is the body gently slowing down, signaling that it no longer wishes to run the race at full speed. Why this matters? Recognizing this decline allows families to adjust expectations. Instead of pushing them to keep up, we can focus on comfort, gentle mobility, and meaningful moments. 2. Withdrawal from social engagements. A person in their final year often begins withdrawing, not just from activities but from people too. Less interest in gatherings. Even once beloved family celebrations may suddenly feel exhausting. Quieter conversations. They may speak less, choosing silence over chatter. Turning inward, their world shrinks to a smaller circle of people and places. This isn't always depression, though that must be ruled out. It's often a spiritual shift. The elderly begin to prepare themselves for departure, focusing on peace rather than stimulation. Carl Jung once described aging as a return inward, where the soul turns from the outer world toward the mysteries of eternity. What may look like detachment is, in truth, preparation. Why this matters? Instead of forcing them to cheer up, honor their rhythm. Sit beside them in silence. Listen without rushing. Sometimes their silence speaks more than words. 3. Frequent health complications and slower recovery. In the final year, the body's resilience weakens. Illnesses that were once minor can suddenly take much longer to heal, or may not heal fully at all. Recurring infections, pneumonia, urinary tract infections, or flu-like symptoms become more common. Extended hospital visits. They seem to bounce from one health issue to another. Weaker immunity. Even small cuts or colds linger far longer than before. Doctors may describe it as frailty syndrome, a stage where the body lacks the reserve to recover fully. Why this matters? These frequent complications are not just medical issues, they are signals. It may be time to consider palliative care, ensuring comfort rather than endless hospital trips that drain dignity. Families often find peace when they shift from curing to caring. 4. Changes in mental clarity and emotional expression. The mind, like the body, begins to prepare for its final journey. Moments of confusion. They may forget dates, names, or even familiar places more often. Lucid reflections. Strangely, some days they become remarkably clear, speaking with wisdom and urgency, as if aware their time is short. Emotional sensitivity. Tears may come easily. Old memories resurface. Regrets are voiced. Apologies are sought. Sometimes, the elderly begin to see departed loved ones, or speak of journeys, roads, or going home. Far from mere hallucinations, many spiritual traditions view this as the thinning of the veil, the soul glimpsing what lies ahead. Why this matters? Instead of dismissing these moments, lean into them. Encourage storytelling. Allow them to express their emotions freely. What may sound unusual is often their way of preparing for peace. 5. A subtle letting go of the world. Perhaps the most profound sign is an intangible one, a quiet surrender, giving away possessions. They may insist on passing down jewelry, books, or cherished items, speaking of death calmly. Instead of fearing it, they mention it with acceptance, saying final goodbyes. They may call distant relatives or reconcile with estranged friends. This letting go is deeply human. It is not despair, it is grace. Like autumn leaves falling gently from a tree, the elderly soul begins to release attachments to this world. Why this matters? Families often resist this stage, urging them to stay strong. But strength in the final year is not about clinging. It is about peace, forgiveness, and transition. Honoring this stage with love gives dignity to their departure. Final reflections. When we notice these signs, fear often grips us. But perhaps we should see them differently. These are not only signs of decline, they are invitations. Invitations to cherish time instead of wasting it. Invitations to forgive, to speak love, to hold hands more often. Invitations to honor the elderly not as fading bodies, but as souls completing their journey with courage. No one can predict the exact day or hour, but if we see these subtle warnings, we are blessed with something rare. The chance to say everything that must be said before the final curtain falls. And in the end, perhaps that is the greatest gift. Sparkles, remember, the goal is not to watch for death with dread, but to live each day with presence, gratitude, and love. Because when we truly honor our elders in their final chapter, we don't just prepare them for peace, we prepare ourselves for it too. Hit that subscribe button and join us on a journey through the timeless wisdom of the older generation. Don't miss a single life-changing lesson.